Good day, ladies and gentlemen. There is a story out there about the great Archbishop Lefebvre and the saintly Saint Padre Pio. And it goes like this. Archbishop Lefebvre had a meeting with Padre Pio, and Padre Pio prophesied that Archbishop Lefebvre would basically be a schismatic. This is true. This is something that's been circulating for a long time, and I've seen this before. And it's crazy. People will actually throw this at you. So we're going to go into what the truth about that actually is, and we're going to break that down because it's completely different than the idiots on the internet will have you believe. But first, I'd like to tell you about my trip to Italy coming up in about 11 months. Let's watch a quick video about it. With all the trouble in Rome, it is easy to forget about one unshakable fact. Our church is the Roman Catholic Church, and Rome is the Eternal City. What a perfect time to go on a pilgrimage to the Eternal City and the other monumental sites of Catholic heritage in beautiful Italy. Join Father Albert Callio and me this November as we tour through the shrines of Italy and the Amalfi Coast as we attend daily Mass in the Old Rite in the footsteps of St. Peter and St. Francis. Click the link in the description to register for this once-in-a-lifetime pilgrimage to discover the heart of the Catholic faith in the heart of the old Roman Empire. So if you're interested in having the best 2 weeks of your life, well, I can't say that, but it's going to be pretty good. Pretty good. Click the link in the description. You can find that there, or you can go to www.kennedyhall.ca/Italy. All right, so what happened with Padre Pio and Archbishop Lefebvre? Well, here's the story. So there's a lie that has been told. So there was a book that had circulated in the United States. It's kind of gone out of fashion now, but this sort of stuff has been repeated. And this is what is said about Archbishop Lefebvre, according to this absolute myth. And here's what it said. It's from English translation of this book called Padre Pio Gleanings. And I'll start right here. Among the many, many people who came to see Padre Pio was Archbishop Lefebvre, who later, clinging stubbornly to Catholic tradition, as he called it, questioned the authority of Vatican II and was removed from office by Paul VI. The Archbishop had a meeting with Padre Pio in the presence of Professor Bruno Rabagiotti. This witness reported that at a particular moment, Padre Pio looked at Lefebvre very sternly and said, "Never cause discord among your brothers, and always practice the rule of obedience. Above all, when it seems to you that the errors of those in authority are all the more serious, there is no other road than that of obedience, especially for those of us who have made this vow." Padre Pio could give this advice because he had to obey some rather questionable orders himself. His attitude was to put this in God's hands because he would find a way for truth to triumph. It seems Archbishop Lefebvre did not see things in quite the same way, even if he did respond to Padre Pio with, "I will remember that, Father." Padre Pio looked at him intensely and, seeing what would soon happen, said, "No, you will forget it. You will tear apart the community of faithful, oppose the will of your superiors, and even go against the orders of the Pope himself, and this will happen quite soon. You will forget the promise you made here today, and the whole church will be hurt by you. Don't set yourself up as a judge. Don't take powers that do not belong to you, and do not consider yourself as the voice of God's people, and as God already speaks to them. Do not sow discord and dissension. However, I know this is what you will do." Unfortunately, the truth of Padre Pio's prophecy is obvious to anyone. Well, the problem is, my friends, that prophecy doesn't exist. It's a bunch of gobbledygook. Let's look what the actual truth says. On August 8, 1990, Archbishop Lefebvre wrote a personal letter to a society priest in France who had written to ask him about the meeting with Padre Pio. Here are extracts from the letter. "For several years now, this slander," and let's just pause there. For several years. He put up with this for several years, because that's the kind of man Archbishop Lefebvre was. "For several years now, this slander of fabrication from start to finish has been circulating in Italy. I have already refuted it, but lies die hard. There is not one word of the truth in the page of that magazine you photocopied for me. The meeting, which took place after Easter 1967, lasted 2 minutes. I was accompanied by Father Barbara and a Holy Ghost brother, Brother Felin. I met Padre Pio in a corridor on his way to the confessional, being helped by 2 Capuchins. I told him in a few words the purpose of my visit, for him to bless the congregation of the Holy Ghost, which was due to hold an extraordinary general chapter meeting. Like all religious societies, under the heading of aggiornamento, updating, meeting which I was afraid would lead to trouble. Then Padre Pio cried out, "Me bless an archbishop? No, it is you who should be blessing me." And he bowed to receive the blessing. I blessed him, he kissed my ring, and continued on his way to the confessional. That was the whole of the meeting, no more no less. To invent such an account as you sent me the copy of calls for a satanic imagination and mendacity. The author is a son of the father of lies. Thank you for giving me the chance to tell you once more the plain truth. Most cordially yours in Cristo et Maria. Marcel Lefebvre. So no, Archbishop Lefebvre was not castigated by Padre Pio. It's not what happened at all. He met Padre Pio for 2 minutes. Padre Pio asked him for a blessing. They went about their merry way. And then the satanic imagination that floods the hearts of those who hate Catholic tradition forces them to do crazy things like this. And don't think that the average person who is against the SSPX is above this. They're not. Because what's behind the attack on the SSPX is Satan. Because the lie that we are told is that we are supposed to disobey the totality of Catholic tradition out of obedience. We are supposed to disobey the entirety of the corpus, the sentiments, the postures, the desires, the hopes, and so on and so forth of the popes of the past out of obedience, a false obedience to the things that we need not obey of the popes of now. The idea of the modern world and the church is basically do what is wrong in the past because it is called right now. Otherwise, you're wrong. It makes absolutely no sense. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just a quick video here I want to do for you. I want to remind you of one more thing before I go. No, not my Italy trip. I won't bug you about that till the next video. I want to talk to you about the Canadian Martyrs Men's Conference, which at this point is really filling up. There's only about a month to go, literally about 32 days. Canadian Martyrs Men's Conference, Stratford, Ontario. Lots of guys coming in from the States. We've had people coming from all over. It's pretty cool. Obviously, lots of Canadians as well. Full day of Catholic fellowship, friendship, advice, all those sorts of things. Keynote speaker, Father Rion. Archbishop. His name's Marcel. Sorry, not Archbishop Marcel Stannis. Father Marcel Stannis. My parish, my prior. Timothy Flanders. Good friend from 1 Peter 5. You might have seen me on his show 1,000 times. Myself giving a talk. There's a meet and greet social the night before, which is filling up as well. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to be the greatest day of male Catholic awesomeness that you've ever seen in your life. So click the link in the description for that. And I lied. I will bug you about my Italy trip one more time. If you're interested in going to Italy, check out this video. With all the trouble in Rome, it is easy to forget about one unshakable fact. Our church is the Roman Catholic Church, and Rome is the eternal city. What a perfect time to go on a pilgrimage to the eternal city and the other monumental sites of Catholic heritage in beautiful Italy. Join Father Albert Calliu and me this November as we tour through the shrines of Italy and the Amalfi Coast as we attend daily Mass in the Old Rite in the footsteps of St. Peter and St. Francis. Click the link in the description to register for this once-in-a-lifetime pilgrimage to discover the heart of the Catholic faith in the heart of the old Roman Empire.